Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.
Hi, I'm Cherry Johnson with Watauga County Arts Council, and this cast of characters I've got with me today are here to share an announcement. We are so excited. The Arts Council has a milestone in its development. We're 32 years old, and we have reached a very important point in our development over the years, and we are so excited about what it can do. Let me introduce who's with me today. On the far right, my far right, your left, is Ed Allison. Ed is the director of the Community Music School, and we'll let him tell you more about that in a second. This is Pat Lanno. Pat is our board president of Watauga County Arts Council. This is Pat. We got lots of Pats. This is Pat Moritz. You may remember Pat as a wonderful basket artist, but you also might remember that she's very involved in our gift shop. So she's helping coordinate our gift shop. Yes. And then we have Reichard, who's with the Patricelli Craft Enrichment Program. And we are a part of a big project all together. It's a partnership arrangement. Pat, I'm going to let you talk about it. What is it?
The partnership is the Blue Ridge ArtSpace. We are thrilled. After a long year of transition for the Arts Council, we have managed to come up with a new partnership with the Community Music School and the Craft Enrichment Program to create the Blue Ridge ArtSpace. We are grateful to the county commissioners for allowing us to use the building that's at the corner of Shadow Line and State Farm Roads. We're very excited about starting a new project. We'll have 4 art galleries. We'll have classroom space for art and for music. We'll have a place for receptions. We'll be able to expand the gift shop. So we're very excited about the new possibilities at this new place.
We also, with our galleries, will be able to have a children's gallery for the very first time.
We're looking forward to featuring the work of all the children of the public schools, as well as some private schools, charter schools, and the homeschool community.
So that children will have a place to showcase their work in a professional environment. And the exhibits we've done in the past with children's work, that's a really big deal to kids, to have their work in a place where it's a real gallery. You know what I mean? Right. It's not the school hallway or wherever like that. I mean, it's really important. So they get real pumped about that. So I'm excited to watch them come in and their exhibits. Ed, why don't you explain the Community Music School? I suspect that it's less known than the Craft Enrichment Program, so tell us about that.
We're about 8 years old, and we're an umbrella organization through the Hayes School of Music at Appalachian State University. We offer music lessons to children and adults, and we're kind of an outreach unit of the university. We have presently about 100 students enrolled. We have about 14 teachers employed, and it's a great thing for the community because the students don't have to go so far to get lessons. We offer all the string instruments, violin, viola, cello, and a bass. We also have teachers who teach piano and voice, and we're trying to expand, and this new place will give us the opportunity to expand and do some advertising about our program.
You guys mentioned drums when we were talking about this. Is that on the plate?
Right. We hope that we're going to be able to have a drummer again. We've not had a place to have one.
What about horns and those kinds of instruments?
Those are on kind of a need basis when people call us. We do offer flute. If we have a need for someone wanting to take clarinet lessons or horn, then certainly we can find a teacher at the university.
Now, your community music school is only 8 years old, but my son is a good bit older than that. But when he was a child of about 9, I had him enrolled in some classes with somebody on the campus to learn to play trumpet. And I had a dilemma, and that was that I had 3 younger children and nowhere to park my vehicle, and I didn't know what to do with the younger 3 children while I was trying to get this 9-year-old in the music building to find his place where he was supposed to be. That was a real issue for me. And so I imagine your parents in your program right now have the same problems.
Yes, we do, and that's one of the things that that really gets us excited about this new art space is that there's plenty of free parking out there. We don't have to hassle with the campus traffic because it can get really kind of confusing around 5 o'clock in the afternoon when everybody's ready to leave, and that. So we are excited about that, certainly.
And also, while they're in, while their child is in lessons, if parents want to browse around ArtSpace, there's something to do.
Certainly.
So there's stuff going on that they can come and enjoy the exhibits, and maybe browse out the gift shop. All kinds of things to happen. So I think it's going to give your parents a whole new world of opportunities.
We think it gives each of us a lot more exposure.
I agree.
And
Absolutely.
that's one of the positive
Absolutely.
things about it.
And also from the Arts Council standpoint, it gives us a chance to offer lessons without us having to actually do the actual, hiring the teachers and doing all that business.
Right.
So they'll actually register through you for these classes.
Right. Our classes actually run the same schedule as ASU does. We have a fall semester and then we have a spring semester.
We're going to talk you into a summer semester.
Right. we're looking maybe to expand to a summer session. And the best way to find out information is to just go to our website at Appalachian and look up Community Music School.
And that would be through, what's the exact web address that
It's
we want to go to?
www.music.appstate.edu /community-music-school-0.
Tell you what, I'll link it to our website for you. That's a little complex. Okay, now let's talk to Eric. Eric, you're the director of the Patricelli Craft Enrichment Program. Now tell us first off, what is that?
Well, it's a program patterned after the NC State Craft Program.
Really?
That's been in existence for about 60 years. I worked down there for a little while and saw what a great program it was, came back, made the proposal to the dean, and he said go with it. So we started about 15 years ago, and the idea is for it to be an outreach program to community as well as staff and faculty and students on campus. The little bit of difference between the music and us is we're actually going to do the registration for the Arts Council classes through the Arts Council.
Right, so you'd be calling the Arts Council to register for those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we've had this partnership for, I guess it's been 8 or 10 years,
Yes.
hasn't it? Mm-hmm. And it's just so nice to be able to expand it into instructional space, because the old space, we just didn't have any room to teach these
Well, that's
classes.
it. You have a limited amount of space, and that as the university grows, it gets a little more limited.
Right.
And the same thing happens with you, Ed, is that you
Yes.
have a space issue going on. And so this offers you a chance to bring back classes you've not done in a while because you didn't have a place to do them.
Exactly. And the ones I'm really excited about are the young people's classes.
Yes,
We've had to continue to discontinue every one of those. We don't teach any children's classes anymore, and probably the biggest demand in the community is for children's classes. So we're looking forward to that side of it, and I see all of those classes being at the Arts Council.
I completely agree with you. As a matter of fact, the Arts Council really wants to get more and more and more involved in that particular arena.
Yeah.
That's something that we've never really had a place to do. That was our problem. It wasn't because we didn't care about it, but there was just not a good location. So to have a space that we will have the authority over to say who gets to use it when and that kind of thing, and if they make a mess, then it's our problem, and so a great idea. And also this building has a great fenced in yard on the side, so I can see it being a wonderful place in good weather of having activities for children and other people too. So
and you've mentioned the sculpture yard on the side there by the highway. So I'm excited about the possibility.
Our county commissioners like that idea too. The space between the building and Chatelain Drive is decently sized. It's a nice size. And when we were at the Jones house, we had a pad on the front lawn that we rotated sculpture on. So we're going to want to be doing sculpture again, but now we're going to want to have different businesses sponsor a sculpture, because we want to do it enough to where we couldn't afford to give an honorarium to all those artists. So if you're a sculpture sponsor, the artist will get an honorarium, and then you'll be paying a little bit of extra money for the overhead that'll manage to keep the sculpture there. But it will be a wonderful way to kind of give your business some publicity, through making a beautiful site along Chatelain Drive. People will be touring just to see the sculpture. And they're also going to be touring to see something that Pat's been talking about.
Well, the Arts Council has been sponsoring the Barn Quilt Trail throughout Watauga County for a long time now, and we thought it would be appropriate that we could put a barn quilt on the new building.
Right.
We did a project at my school where the art teacher laid out the design, and everybody took turns painting different sections of the barn quilt. So we'd like to invite the public at some point to have a party to paint the barn quilt before it goes up, so that everyone has some ownership of the project.
And that's why when you drive by on Chatelain Drive, you look at the quilt and go, I did that part. That's mine. And that's really, really what this is all about. It is a community endeavor. It's for the community, for Watauga County. And it's the whole thing is it's all about the people in this county and incorporating the arts even more into their lives. So I think it's one of the most exciting things that's going to hit Watauga County for a long time. Now, Pat, you've been amazing in the gift shop all these months. We started the gift shop back in, actually, what, September? Talk about the gift shop.
Well, the gift shop is growing rapidly, so we're very, very excited about the new space because it will allow us to expand and bring in even more artists. Right now we have about 70 different artists featuring anything from wrought iron, baskets, pottery, jewelry. We have some aprons, we have books, we have art prints, as well as framed artwork, and quite a few other things too. Metal trivets,
paintings, drawings.
Paintings, right.
Yeah.
So we're going to be looking for new artists who would be interested in joining us at the shop. So we're very, very excited about that, being able to expand.
And let's talk about how we run the gift shop too, because this is an opportunity for folks.
Right. The gift shop, for the most part, we'll be expanding some hours for the gift shop. So we will be looking for more people to help us, for volunteers to help man the gift shop during the hours that will be open. Right now it's open on Friday and Saturday afternoons and Sunday afternoon for a limited time.
And whenever the staff is around.
Right, whenever the staff is around. But once we move and get established there, we're going to definitely need some additional volunteers to help us because we want to expand more and have it open more for the community.
If you're interested in being a volunteer, we really, really want to talk to you very soon. We'll have a training session. You won't be just thrown in there with nothing to guide you. You know, we're going to have it. We already have a really good system in place.
We do.
And so we will just have periodic training sessions. Our gallery volunteers meet once a month too, for social reasons, but also to learn more about what's going on, to share experiences. And if there's something that we need to change about our procedures, that's the time we tell them about it. So it's really it's been a fun experience.
Right.
I think that, to me, the gift shop has two major advantages in my personal perspective. One of them is that the artists that are in the gift shop, almost none of them are something that you would put in a gallery exhibit. You know, those little bitty pieces of jewelry could never fill a big gallery very easily, you know. And so, or the aprons or the whatever else, you know, those things don't fit well in gallery exhibitions. And for so many years, the Arts Council was pretty much limited to gallery exhibitions to serve visual artists. This gives us a chance to touch the lives of that many more artists who could not be participants before. So it broadens the scope. The other thing that it does, in my opinion, is that it brings in a whole community, and it really is a community, of folks who care about it and are having fun with it and help to manage the space, you know, and work together as a team. And that gallery volunteer group has become just, oh, they're so much fun.
They are, and another reason for looking for additional volunteers is for our studio hops on Saturday. We'll be looking for more artists because not only do we want people visiting the different galleries and things in the county, but when they come back to the Arts Council, we want to have maybe some of the artists doing demonstrations or just meeting with the community. It's a chance for all the artists to get their own work out there and known. And it's a great opportunity.
They don't know about this Saturday studio.
I'm glad Paula brought it up because it was one of the things we wanted to make sure we talked about today. The Arts Council has been involved in the first Friday night art crawl in the town of Boone for a long time.
In 2001.
Exactly. And we'd like to see that continue. We encourage everyone to continue to patronize the different galleries in town. But since we will be in a little different area, we thought it would be best to start a different program called a Second Saturday Studio Hop. It would involve some of our artists who are at the gift shop and some of our artists who are in the gallery, that they would be willing to open their studios for company. That's Second Saturday. Anyone could get a map from the Arts Council to be able to visit different studios that have agreed to be open that day. You can see them demonstrate how they do their work and get a stamp or a signature of some kind, so that when you come back to the Arts Council building in the evening, we would have our gallery open on that opening on the second Saturday. And then perhaps the other demonstrations, maybe some musical performances from the music school or from the community, and make it a big event that our community would be involved in, visitors could be involved in the summer, so that we're real excited about spreading the arts throughout the county instead of just in one location.
Right.
And one thing that you sort of went around, but is that your little map that you can either download or get from us, you'll get it signed, that map. And if you get the required minimum number of signatures for that month, and we'll establish that every month, then you can put that map into a drawing. And then the different studios and galleries that have been open that day, one of them is going to be donating a piece similar to this thing in front of us, this wonderful pot that I think you made, Eric, right?
Yes.
And so if Eric's studio was open that day, he might donate a piece similar to that as the door prize for the month. And they'll take turns. And so we'll have a drawing for the door prize of the month, and you can get some really cool works of art that way to add to your collection. And it would be a wonderful incentive for coming back and enjoying the 4 gallery openings that we'll have concurrently, and all the cool activities, like you said, in every room.
And we're really hoping that we'll be ready to do this by the second Saturday in May.
That is our goal.
That's our goal.
Yes. We will be letting you know for certain if that's going to happen. If not, it will certainly be by June, but we're aiming for May the 11th, which is the second Saturday. And so we're encouraging you to make 2 dates to enjoy the arts in Watauga County now. Go the first Friday, and then come the second Saturday. But there's a lot more going on other times as well. Eric, we're going to expand the craft classes and the art classes unbelievably in this, as much as space will allow.
That's right. And the other thing is we're flexible on time, where at the university we're not. We almost always have to teach night classes.
That's right. We'll be all day.
We're going to have schedules for especially young kids during the day that are home, or after school times.
Or moms, the kids are at school, and hey, I got time to do something for me.
Yeah. And I'd like to see us do a moms and a children's class. That's
a
would
great
go
idea.
simultaneous.
And also, I talked to someone who was talking about the idea of having a birthday party, and the arts activity is the entertainment for the birthday party, which I think is a really cool idea. And then, Ed, you're just going to have beautiful sounds everywhere. Well, sometimes it's not always that beautiful when they first learn to play. But you're going to have sounds everywhere.
All types.
That's exactly right. Now, on our website, you'll see a layout for the building as we envision using it. And the really cool thing about this building, I think, is that there's not one wall anywhere that we want to move.
Right.
It's made for what we want to do. It's like this building was built back in, I think, 70s with this project coming down the pike at it. And so it's meant for it to be a Blue Ridge art space, and I think that's really, really neat. We don't have to do anything except doing some basics to spruce it up. And that's where you can come in, because there are opportunities to get involved in the Blue Ridge art space. The first one is obvious. We could muscle power, moving stuff. Scrubbing, painting, all of those basics. We would love to have a wonderful community of folks together to do this. Some of you might remember that some years ago, the Arts Council explored a project by the same name, the Blue Ridge Art Space, but the timing and the location weren't exactly right, and we ended up having to put the project on a back burner. Well, it's off the back burner now, and it's out front and center. And I remember what was so cool about that project was this whole community of folks I had never met that just kind of congregated around this project, and we created a whole new set of friends, and it was really, really fun. It's kind of like the gallery volunteers, except expanded.
Right.
And then another way you can participate is to donate. Now, there is on our website a donate button that you can donate for a transition gift, because moving's expensive. Everybody knows that. So the Arts Council already had a tight budget, and so we could use a little bit of extra cash to help us get moved and situated in our new space and buy the things we need to do to get it all fixed up and ready. There's also a way to donate to things that we, and I've got a list on the website. You can go to our website, the front page, and there's a whole button there. You'll see it. Click that, it'll show you some things you could donate. And some of you may have some of these things that you're really not using that you might want to give to the Arts Council to help us get a good start on this thing. And then you could be part of the 100 for 100.
Yep.
You know what the 100 for 100
Yes.
is? You know what 100 for 100 is?
No, tell me.
100 for 100 is 100 people at least who donate $100 to the Blue Ridge ArtSpace operational fund to get it going, okay? And this 100 for 100 club is going to be posted up very prominently in the building because they're our special friends. And they're going to have special opportunities, shall we say, to come and enjoy things now and then. We'll do something nice for the 100 for 100 folks ever so often.
Put me on that list.
Yay, one down. 99 to go.
And don't forget the sponsorship.
That was where I was
For the
headed next. Let's
rooms.
talk about that. Explain that, Pat.
Well, what our intent is also to reach out to businesses or local people who would like to sponsor an individual room in the building. And we have small plaques that outside every room that we would put your name, the business name, and if it's a business, they also have the opportunity to put flyers or whatever would help them do extra free advertising and get your name out there. But it would help us immensely to give us the funds that we would need to help continue the programs and expand the programs.
And it's wonderful advertising because
Right.
not only do you get your name by the door, but every time that Ed books a class for a student, he's going to say, well, your class is in the XYZ business room. And that room's going to be named for you for that year. Mm-hmm. And Eric's going to be advertising, we're offering this kind of a class in the XYZ room in the Blue Ridge ArtSpace. Right. And so you will get ongoing, continuous publicity by this. So it's actually a tremendous bargain in terms of advertising dollars for these businesses. And so we're encouraging businesses to sign up. There are a limited number of these available. And the prices, we've decided it would make more sense to do it monthly. Right. It would make it more achievable for businesses, but it also would make it easier for us in terms of cash flow. Because this is how we're paying things like the electric bill, you know. So it's how we keep things going in those particular rooms. So if you're interested in that, please get in touch with us. We're already starting to talk to businesses about it. Mm-hmm. So if you'd like to have your pick, you're going to have to hurry. Okay, let's see. Do we have any other ways that people can get involved? We've named. I'm running out of thoughts here. Let me look at my notes. Oh, duh. You can sign up for classes or workshops. You can attend events. You can shop in the gift shop. You can become a regular. Mm-hmm. That's how you can be involved in the Blue Ridge
We want to see your
ArtSpace.
face a lot.
Yes.
That's absolutely true.
We want lots of people coming in and going all the time.
Well, you know, we've got parking, so it's not like that's an issue. I understand from the county manager that they think there are 50 parking spaces in that parking lot. Well, that's a lot of people
It is.
who can come. Oh, and we didn't mention that the front porch and the side yard are also sponsorable opportunities.
Yes.
And the front porch, Pat and I have been brewing some ideas for the front porch.
We'd like to see some musical performances at our second Saturday out on the front porch.
And
that would be great.
For a more intimate occasion, you might want to do it in the side yard. You
Right.
know. And then also, we will make this space available to you for special events, personal events, such as a baby shower or a meeting for an organization, that kind of thing. It'll become a community space in a lot of different ways. And so the idea is just keep, one after another, and by no stretch is this everything. You know, there's more to come. So I just hope that you will be part of the Blue Ridge ArtSpace. I don't see how you could avoid it. You just can't stand not to be part of it.
Well, we're really excited about the new plans and the new space and so forth. But we also need to remember that this has been quite a year of transition for the Arts Council. And we do want to thank those people who have helped us through our year of transition. The Winkler organization has loaned us space in their green building. And Cheap Joe's Art Stuff has loaned us some storage space. We've had some office space from the Committee of 100
at the Appalachian Enterprise Center.
The Enterprise Center. So we really want to thank them for helping us through this transition. And we're so excited about what's happening ahead of us. But we don't want to forget the ones who helped us in the past.
That's exactly right. Like I said, it's a milestone for the Watauga County Arts Council. But it's more than that. It's a milestone for the arts in Watauga County.
And I know we've said it once, but I think we ought to point out again the vision of the county commissioners to do this. This
Absolutely.
is phenomenal step forward for the community.
And they really did, when we had our meeting with them, we, by the way, filled the commissioners' meeting room with a lot of wonderful supporters, and I want to thank all those folks who got out and came out at 8:30 in the morning on a cold Tuesday morning in the middle of the holiday week. But the commissioners really caught the fever.
Yep.
They really did. They understand what this can do for our county, and they care about that. And we appreciate that in our commissioners, and we're so grateful for their support and for them letting us do this in this space. And we just can't wait to see what happens.
We're going to make them very proud.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are.
I think they understand too the impact that it can have as a family unit type activities.
Exactly.
So that because there's going to be something for every member of a family.
I think it was Billy Kennedy that made the comment that if you give children and youth something positive to do, it occupies their time that they might otherwise fill with things you don't want them to do. So this offers an opportunity for a lot of families. And we're also really, really close to the Parks and Rec facilities. We're really close to the hospital community. We're really close to the shopping areas of the Bonock Road region, you know. So it's so accessible, so easy to find. So if you're not sure where to go, all you got to do is turn up Shadow Line off of 321, and you will see on your left, first you'll see Appalachian Brine Estates, then you'll see the old Shadow Line plant, and we're next. You know, we're on the corner. You can't really miss us.
No.
It's really hard to miss us. So before long, we'll make it look so artsy. You definitely will have no question about that being the right place to be. Thank you all for not just coming to be with me today, but the partnership. I'm so proud of having a partnership. I've always said that partnerships are the way to go, because with a single unit, you can only do a limited amount of things, but with partners, you can do far more than any of you can do alone. So thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And thank you to my board members too for for your wonderful. So these two are just. We need about a dozen more pats. But thank you so much for joining us. Check our website, watauga-arts.org. There's a whole lot of really cool information there, and we're still adding. So check it out.
Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.